Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dutch Hall. We're coming to you from a hot pool shed in Pine Grove, Ontario, watching Game 1 of the Leafs and Habs. This is like a kind of an historic event in Canadian hockey where the Leafs and the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens face each other in the playoffs. I don't know. It's been a long time since it's happened, right?
I would say since the 70s.
Yeah, a long time, like pretty much almost our whole lives.
Right.
Anyway, so it's a big deal. And first period is over. We're going to be doing this podcast just like a hockey game, 3 periods. So we're going between the first and the second. And first period was, there was a bloodbath.
Yeah, it was like a Donnybrook.
Yeah, real Donnybrook. There was one guy bleeding out his eyes, getting taken off on a stretcher.
Someone getting punched out for doing it.
Yeah, and then there was a nice fisticuffs to enact justice.
Yes.
You know? And now we're just having a nice break, hanging out in the pool shed, leaning back, just trying to take it all in, you know?
Yep.
Anyways, but Kevin, before we get this podcast started, we do one thing on this show. Do you know what it is?
I'm not sure. You're going to have to tell me.
Well, on the upper, what would it be? The upper left side of your soundboard there was the thing we call the theme song.
Ah, the theme song.
Yeah, just give that a press. Very hot crowd tonight. Welcome, everyone, live from the Dutch Hall. I am your host, Pete Van Dyke. As I said before, we're coming to you live from the pool shed. And as always in Season 8, I have my trusty co-host and friend, Kevin Van Dungeon is here. Let's give yourself a round of applause, Kev.
Give me a short one.
There you go.
That's all I get.
That's okay. I think you're hard on yourself, Kev. I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I just don't think you do. Well, go ahead.
No, I just, hey, you got to strive for more.
I guess so. It's what makes you great, Kev. Oh, here we go. They're going to show Tavares get clubbed.
Oh.
Boom. Now, the idea was...
You give him a little pat in the leg. You're okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry about that. Sorry about,
I didn't want you to bleed from your eyes.
He gave a thumbs up, though.
Yeah.
Tavares gave a thumbs up. It looked pretty gruesome, though.
Yeah.
And I noticed, I was saying to you when it happened, usually when you get, when you get injured like that, you think you're fine.
Right.
And when he was trying to get up off the stretcher and, all that stuff, that was what lets you know that you're fucked.
Yeah.
You don't understand. You just have to go get checked out for a minute. You're usually fucked out of your mind when you're saying you're good.
You're saying everybody looks at you like you're with this horrified look on their face.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, what's wrong with them?
Yeah, yeah. Like, I'm fine. What's the matter with you? And then you realize that you're gushing blood out of your head or whatever. It's happened to me numerous times, actually.
Does it hurt? It doesn't hurt until you find out you're hurt, though, does it?
No, that's the thing about when you really get hurt bad, there's no real pain,
Right.
And that's when you know it's bad, when it doesn't hurt at all.
I think it has to be an accidental hurt, though. Because if you cut my finger off right now, I think it would hurt right away.
I don't know. I don't think it would.
No?
I think you'd have this moment of ooh.
Why did I let him do that?
Yeah, my finger's gone. But I don't think it would hurt, no.
No?
Do you know what? Do you know that pain is a learned response? It's not a physical thing. Because they say that there's in our culture, you go to the dentist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're made to feel uncomfortable from a dentist.
Right.
It doesn't feel good to have them poking around at your teeth and stuff.
Yeah.
But in another culture, I don't know which one it is, they have no problem with dental work. But if you cut their fingernails or you cut their hair, they think that's painful. Because they're taught that.
That's interesting because if a little kid falls and you don't react, they just get up.
Yeah.
But if you're like, oh, boo-boo, whatever, they cry.
Yeah, yeah. That's
It is
right.
learned.
That's the thing. It's like, because like I'll watch. I think of this all the time. You know, like the way I grew up, I got injured a lot, and my kids watch me work. They say it's horrible to watch me work, even around the house here, like because I injure myself so often. Like
you have a reckless nature.
Yeah, I just don't give any regard for my body.
Right.
And the most and easiest way to get something done is just to like physically like just smash through and do it, right?
Yeah.
So I hurt myself quite often to get things done, and I don't care. I just take the pain,
right.
And then my kids always are like, "How do you deal with that stuff?" And like, I really don't think of it because it's like just you hurt yourself all the time on the farm, and you just kept working, you know.
Just rub some dirt in that wound and keep going.
Keep going, yeah.
Yep.
And I remember one time we were in Costa Rica with my family, right? And there's this dude from Ottawa, and he kind of liked me because me and him were both looking for weed all the time.
Right. Like
never found it. Never found it.
Weed in Costa Rica, eh?
Well, if we'd have told our tour guide that on day one that we wanted that we were looking for weed, he would have got it for us. But he didn't. He actually, because of me, he didn't think that it was that kind of a trip because I brought my kids. I'm like, oh no, you don't know how bad of a dad I am. So, but anyways, we're in Costa Rica, I remember, and it's near the end of the trip, and this guy from Ottawa is sitting beside me, and we're going to sit down and have a drink up at the bar with the rest of the people who were on the tour with us.
Right.
And I was bringing this big wooden bench forward, and I put it right down on the very tip of my toe, and like kind of ripped the top of my toe off, you know. It was just kind of like flap hanging there.
Yep.
So you see it happen right away, and you're like, ugh, this is nasty and stuff.
That sucks.
But there's only like you can't walk around with that thing dangling, like, you know.
Yep.
So I reached down and just like
pulled it off,
you know, one big pull. And the guy from Ottawa watched me do the whole thing.
Did he throw up?
He's like, "What the hell did you just do?" And you didn't even react. Like he was like, "You didn't react. Like how?" Then he's like, and I'm just bleeding on the ground, like drinking my beer. And then he's like, that seems like a horrible injury. Like I would be getting treatment and stuff. I'm like, it's just it'll grow back.
Yeah.
Like, look at each one of my fingertips.
You know what's crazy is like that's your level of toughness, and our parents and their parents were like 3 times as tough.
Oh, exactly. I'm like a pussy by their standards, you know. By any generation's standards, like our generation was the weakest, and then the next one was, and the next one was. Yeah, it's just how it is.
I remember my old man cutting his the tip of his finger with a chainsaw one time. Just zip the tip off of it, and really? he came in, and my mom was like really nattering him to go to the hospital. He's like, "What are they going to do? Tell me I cut my finger off?" Like that was his response. I already know.
Yeah.
And he didn't go.
He didn't, eh?
Nope.
Just healed it up on his own.
Yep. I guess he rubbed some dirt in it and or whatever.
Yeah, it would take a lot for a farmer to go. It takes a lot for a farmer to go to the doctor, anyways.
It's just a goddamn waste of time.
No, because a lot of them know how to like deal with livestock. You know, heal up a cow that's sick or hurt or something like that. You know, those do the same thing on themselves, like a little frontier medicine. You know,
a little bag balm on that wound.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yep.
Now imagine with the internet, the farmers would do even more stuff.
Sure.
I think you can go on YouTube, probably figure out how to take out your own spleen or something.
Yeah. My pancreas is bugging me today.
Yeah.
I'll get it out.
That's why I like farmers, man. It's like they don't really think they need anyone. You know?
Independent.
They can handle it on their own. That's the way I like it.
And they grow their own food.
I'm watching a commercial right now on TV.
Mark
Messier, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Ice-T.
Yep.
They're all selling Tide or something.
Yeah, and Stone Cold keeps saying Messier wrong.
Oh, really? Was he? Have you seen it before?
Yeah, I saw it before.
He can't say Messier?
He's white. Messier. He says it wrong, and Messier keeps correcting him too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see those two fight for real.
I don't think Messier is that tough. Do you think?
I'd love to see the fight though.
Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Mark Messier?
Yep.
I think that you don't like Mark Messier then.
I'd like to see him get a stunner. I was watching Stone Cold Steve Austin stunning multiple stunners, and Vince McMahon just can't take one.
Oh, yeah?
Just awful.
Oh, yeah, he crumples, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, some of those were pretty silly. Like The Rock would like basically do a backflip or whatever.
Ric Flair took one that was just hilarious.
Yeah, it is funny that they do that.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? There was Mark Messier.
Mm-hmm.
He's like he's a real pussy hound apparently. I don't know if he still is. Maybe he's married or whatever. But back in the day, like super pussy hound. Remember he dated Madonna. He was in that Madonna sex book.
Was he really?
Yeah, Messier.
I didn't know that.
And also
with the Rangers.
Yeah, when he was with the Rangers. And I went down to Hilton Head one time. I guess Messier likes to go down to Hilton Head.
I like the name of that place.
And everybody would have a Mark Messier story because I guess he liked to party and he loved the ladies.
Huh.
That's how the rumor goes.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's true. I never met the man.
I don't know him at all.
No?
No.
He looks like he's still in good shape. They didn't let himself get fat after hockey.
No. You know who did?
Who, Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff O'Neill. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he let himself go when he was still playing hockey, too.
Yeah. He doesn't look like he cares he let himself go either.
No, I think he would show up. He was one of those guys that would show up after training camp and it would be fat, too. And he would still be good. Like there was always players like that, that they would be like, what's my problem? I was summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fat. I'll start playing hockey and I'll be skinny again.
Yep.
Those are really talented guys.
I know, like, Phil Kessel gets picked on a lot for his physique.
Yeah.
Like how he looks, and I don't know how much faster you want that guy to skate.
Exactly, man.
Like
fat people, there's some fat people that they're meant to be fat.
Yeah. And
they're really fast when they're fat, and they're athletic when they're fat. There's this dude I went to high school with. He was a huge guy.
Yeah.
Looked like one of those, like, he was a really thick boy, thick boy.
Portly?
I wouldn't say portly, but he was like thick. He was like, in the Little Rascals, how they had the chunky kids and the Little Rascals, and their faces kind of all looked like they were kind of pushed in and stuff like that. Like he had kind of that going on, but he wasn't fat. He was just a big guy, like big boned,
like
yeah.
Cartman.
Yeah, like he was. But I went and played tennis with him.
Oh no!
And like this guy's a football player. I think he played university football and stuff like that. He's a good athlete, but like I know why, because I played tennis with him. And he was so fast. He was everywhere.
He just ran the court
all over the court. He was so quick, and that's the thing. Even Shane Bergman. I don't know if Shane Bergman came and did a few shows with us.
I know who he is.
Yeah, he's recently retired with the Calgary Stampeders.
Yeah,
but great career for Shane, and congratulations on retirement.
Yeah, bravo.
And but Shane too, like the guy's like a giant, like a legit giant, like 300 pounds, almost 7 foot tall. If he was a wrestler, they'd bill him at 7 feet, like they'd boost it up. Like he's a giant,
right? By
all accounts, but like super fast and athletic, and he can do things that I couldn't do, and I'm not half his size,
Yeah, I bet he could outrun you.
Yeah, the quick, the little steps and the quick changes that you can make and stuff like that. All that quick footwork that he worked on being a lineman. Yeah, like it's crazy how tuned in as athletes these guys are. But they don't look at, if you look at the guy like without paying attention, you might be mistaken as thinking that he's overweight or something,
Sure.
But there's no like this guy's meant to be huge, and he's like a freak athlete. Same with there's a lot of people that are like that are just like these giants, but they're so fast. Like
they said Andre the Giant used to be really, like, before he really grew too big.
Yeah.
Was really, really athletic.
Yeah, he was. If you look at him in his early days, he was like super athletic. Yeah. And like ridiculous strength.
And he was fairly tall.
Yeah, he was a giant, some would say.
Yeah. He was a fairly tall guy.
I forget, I think it was, we had one guy in here who said he met Andre the Giant with Glenn Fry. He played for the Leafs. Can't remember his name.
The Forest guy?
No, not Mark LaForest. He's a beauty. This was Dave Hutchison.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he said he met Andre the Giant with Glenn Fry.
Oh, the guy from the Eagles?
Yeah, the guy from the Eagles. It was his friend.
Wow, they were buddies?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, isn't that something? It's just, I think he played hockey in L.A., maybe? He played hockey in L.A., probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's how it went down.
Andre was singing backup on Take It to the Limit.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess they all know each other.
I don't know. It's a kind of weird circles,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I remember my brother-in-law telling me how one time he was in Chicago, and he was visiting Mark Chelios by his boat or whatever, and Chelios had a boat, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere comes Dennis Rodman.
Off on the boat or to visit?
Comes on the boat. He asked Chelios if he could borrow his boat.
Sure.
Chelios said yes.
No kidding.
Yeah. I don't know if I should even tell him that story because I don't know if it's mine to tell, but that's how I remember it too.
But Dennis Rodman seems responsible.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd give Dennis Rodman my boat.
No.
That's what I think.
I think you have to not care about your boat.
Because I don't think it was like a little like motorboat, like something you'd see at Turkey Point or something. No. I think this was like a big, like you could hire a guy to drive it kind of boat. I think. I don't know.
It wasn't like a 12-foot aluminum.
I don't think it was like a fishing boat.
No.
But I'm just guessing. Again, not my story to tell. I should wait. I should have him do another show with Ryan and ask him about it. Then he can tell the real story. But I do know that would make sense because Robin was playing for the Bulls then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The other guy was in Chelios was Chicago. Yeah. It probably happened.
Yeah. I think it did. I
don't think he would just make it up.
And like in that time, you know, like the worlds kind of do collide, you know? Yeah. It is weird. Like like for example, like comedy, for example, right? Like when you do comedy, especially in this godforsaken place, right? Mm-hmm. Is it second period again?
That's all right.
Okay, we'll just we'll tie up this story and then we'll take a break. But like comedy, like when you do it, it seems like no one likes it. Like nobody cares and nobody likes it because like most of the like places you got to go especially at the beginning, is like there's no one there. Like it's like horribly sad, right?
Right.
And then all of a sudden out of nowhere you'll find out that like
somebody famous has been through there.
Yeah, like someone famous likes what you do.
No kidding.
Like but in music or in sports or something like that, you know. But they love comedy.
Oh, and that's how the worlds collide. I get it.
And then all of a sudden you're like, they're really good at what they do, but they could never do the comedy, so they admire it. So they put us lowly comedians on a pedestal.
Right.
Like they always say, like all musicians want to be comedians and all comedians want to be musicians, kind of thing. Like it's that sort of thing. Like the musicians say, I could never do a stand-up, and so then they put the stand-up on a pedestal, and the stand-ups put the musicians on a pedestal because they could never play an instrument.
It's interesting because it's a live act, both.
Yeah.
Right? But musicians get to play the same songs for 15 years if they want to.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you told the same joke for 15 years, people would be like, can't he write? Like,
yeah, no, but you know what, though? I bet you I could tell the same jokes for 15 years if I never told it to the same people.
That's fair.
Because nobody would remember.
Right.
I don't think. Like, that's the thing. I think all the time, like, I work on these jokes, and I'm supposed to do these jokes on stage, and then I don't do it on stage because we can't.
Right.
I'm fucking locked down in this fucking godforsaken place. And so then I said I can't do it on the show because I'd be giving them away.
Right.
But really, if I did all the jokes on the show, nobody would remember if they saw me. Plus, I'd be making it better.
On stage.
You know, on stage, you know?
Yeah, you get your feedback.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I would have hit it. It's not mine to do.
Yeah, it's not yours to do.
Yep.
But, anyways, I forgot where we're going with that. I did want to say, though, just while we're on this topic, that I want to start a new movement.
All right.
Because I am, like, officially, like, going to draw my line in the sand that I'm done with COVID. Like, I'm finished with it. I still have one more vaccine to get and all that. I have an appointment.
Yeah, me too.
But I am done with it, with, like, the whole thing. And Rob Ford's plan, like, for those that aren't in Ontario, our guy that runs our province, Ontario, it was Rob Ford.
Yeah.
And I don't care what he tells me I can and can't do anymore. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. And I want to say that by not like separating the different health zones, you're like in other places they like say you can't go outside of your health zone or whatever.
Right.
And they say the problem's over there, stay in your health zone, don't leave it or whatever. And then the rest of our province will be fine except for Toronto, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So I want to just like officially make a motion that the 519 area code is making a motion to separate from the province of Ontario.
Yeah.
Separate. 519 separates.
Yeah, or the 416 can separate, one or the other.
Oh. So you'll say, no, I want them to take 905 with them.
Okay, they can have it.
And
because honestly,
wait, no.
They dictate everything we do anyways politically.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like two different provinces. There's the province of Toronto,
yep,
which I call Ontario,
and then the rest of Ontario,
which I call Don-Cherio, because they're the ones that aren't offended by anything Don Cherry says.
That's right.
Don-Cherio versus Ontario.
Yeah.
Is Leafs just scored.
Short-handed?
Spets, I think.
Looks like it.
All right.
They are doing a lot of hugging.
Yep. 1-1.
Oh,
Nylander.
It's that guy's fault.
Yeah, it looked like it. They have to show the guy that looks the most mad at himself.
Yeah. Oh. He went in hard.
Oh.
Anyways. Okay, so we're separating from Ontario. Toronto? That's what we're calling it now?
Huh?
We're separating from Toronto.
Yeah, we're separating from Ontario, and we're starting our own province called Ontario.
I think it's a good move. I've thought that politically for a long time, because whatever way Toronto votes is what we get, and our lowly one representative that
right
Haldeman, Norfolk, or Oxford, where I hail from, parts unknown, is will we have one or two representatives against all of Toronto's or Ontario's representatives? Yeah,
exactly. And then we had one, like I said, one time we had a majority Liberal government, and there was
nothing outside of Toronto.
Nothing outside of Toronto. And then the guy I was at Queen's Park with my kids chaperoning a trip.
Yeah.
And I said this, and they go, that's not true. Like, Barry's got a Liberal. And I go, like, Barry's.
Toronto North.
The people that moved from Toronto. You guys, and then they come up with ideas like windmills, and the windmills aren't in Toronto.
No.
They're here. Like, they have ideas, and we have to pay for them.
But, when they're running for their positions, they come out and sit on tractors and plow the field for 15 feet. And, that was fun.
Yeah.
Being a farmer's fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's my point. That majority Liberal government didn't even have an agriculture minister.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The premier said, "I'll just handle that too, because it's just like agriculture. Who cares?" It's it's because they don't see outside the goddamn city lights.
That's right. Well, I wonder where they think they get their food from.
I don't know. I don't think they think it comes from the grocery store. It just appears there.
That's where steaks come from.
It's crazy, man. It's just crazy. Oh shit! I keep messing with my camera. Anyways, I was saying, because of I was thinking a lot about how this sucks, right?
Yep.
And so I've decided that this fall I'm going to be moving, like not moving permanently, but I'm going to be spending like extended periods of time in Austin, Texas.
Oh yeah, that's new. I think that's the new comedy hotbed.
Well, that's why I was looking at everywhere in the world I can go to do shows, and I thought, like, if we open up here in Canada, I'm going to be able to go, like, let's say I was to like immerse myself, get as many sets as I could to make my act as good as it can be. And I would go to Toronto or somewhere like that, Montreal, and it would suck. It would be like a bunch of like open mics for other comics, and it would be terrible. So then I looked at Iceland, I looked at England, I looked at Australia, I looked at a bunch of different places, and then I looked at a bunch of places in the States. And Austin, Texas right now, it looks really cool to me, because the idea what's happening, there's the one main club there, Cap City Comedies, opening a new location downtown, and there's like the Creek and the Cave from New York, closed and moved to Austin. And then Rogan just bought this theater, and he hired the guy that runs a Comedy Store, Adam Egget.
That's a good move.
Yeah, to buy this theater. And I looked it up online. This theater's fucking enormous.
Yeah.
They're going to have multiple rooms in it. It's going to be better than the Comedy Store. It's like, and apparently it's an old house that used to house a cult.
Oh, wow.
That like some cult that existed down in Austin. But the scene's really exploding down there, and a lot of people are moving down there, and they're kind of building their own comedy scene that's outside of the industry.
Yeah.
Which is really the key, which is perfect for me, because like I don't.
You're not desiring the industry, are you?
No, and I have no ambition to be any part of that industry.
Right.
Not at all. Like I don't give two fucks about it.
That makes for comics though, right?
Huh?
When you're not trying to get a show or you're not trying to get a movie, the
Right.
comedy's better.
Right. It's not influenced by anything. Nobody's holding back because they're afraid it's going to affect their commercial job or
Right.
whatever. You know, they're just they're gonna be funny and say the things that they want to say because it's the right thing to say, and they know that their money's coming from their touring or their internet or their merch or podcast, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't have to worry about getting it from these like bullshit things where you got to sell your soul. Like TV's pretty fucking weird, right?
Yeah, it's
You watch
so sterile.
Yeah, you're watching people pretend to be this kind of person,
right?
That doesn't really exist. You know, it's like you got to talk in a way that people don't talk. You got to, you got to
include everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just unnatural. It's just so contrived that it just stinks of inauthenticity.
Yeah,
Inauthenticity, I think it's pronounced.
I think that was a better version. Yeah,
I think I got it eventually.
Yeah, I think it's just too sterile. I think some things like Prime and Netflix are maybe helping a little bit, but it's still they're making sure that they're covering all their bases. They're afraid of cancellation too.
Yeah, like not as much like you said. Like they'll still give, like Netflix will give you a shot, and Prime and Crave and all those streaming services are so far giving you a shot.
Yep.
But even YouTube, like we're on YouTube right now. I think as you get bigger and bigger on YouTube, they start to fuck around with you a little bit on content.
Yep.
And then I think that's another, and that's kind of the evolution of things. Mm-hmm. Once money gets involved and companies get involved, and they want to have a say in your product, and that's just when I want to.
That's why you go behind a paywall, I think.
Yeah, go behind a paywall, or you count on your Patreon and stuff like that.
Yep.
A lot of times, the Patreon people have been really helping out. By the way, you can go to patreon.com/Dutch Hall and support us, like our queen shareholder, Jen Husko, who's our absolute favorite listener that we have.
Yes.
I might even, I thought of just calling our listeners, like the real rabid listeners, listeners, calling them like Dutchaholics.
Dutchaholics, that's pretty good.
Dutchaholics.
We don't want to call them Dutchalos.
No, not Dutchalos. No, too much negative connotation for the Dutchalos. I dug into it a bit.
Yeah.
They're not really nice people.
I like the Dutchaholics, though.
Dutchaholics.
Yeah.
It sounds like they have a problem consuming our show. It's ruined their lives.
Well, it's only a problem if you go to those classes.
Yeah. You take the steps.
Yep.
Anyways, yeah, so I think Austin will be pretty exciting to go down there. Plus, they got like a lot of the Silicon Valley's moved in there, and also Tesla moved there.
Yeah, he's not fond of the taxes out in L.A.
No. So it's just nice to be somewhere where to go. I like that I got a plan now to go somewhere and check out the scene, spend enough time there to kind of like get a feel for it, because I think I can do sets down there,
mm-hmm.
and I can do podcasts down there, and I can write for periods of time, and then just go down there for chunks to work on stuff,
right? And
then come back here, home base, and tour, and then go back down there and write for a chunk, and then so I'd be back and forth from Austin and here.
Get yourself an apartment.
That's what I'm looking at. I was looking at doing like just the Airbnb for like a month,
mm-hmm.
and then the cost of that was like 3 months rent for a place if you signed like a lease.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I went down 4 times a year, then I would be better off just signing a year's lease,
Right.
So then I might just do that. That's what I'm looking at now.
Mm.
And then if I like it down there, I might buy something, because like I don't imagine real estate's going to go down if all this stuff's happening. Like if all the people are moving there. It'd
be awful to live there in the winter when it's nice and warm. And
yeah, exactly, yeah. That's the thing I can sell my wife, too, is that it's like we can be snowbirds, and we'll go down there. And
yeah.
If it's nice, I got to see what's down there.
Now, what if your wife went down there and found that people had eyes and needed help with them?
Mm-hmm. Would I consider moving?
Yeah.
Yeah, because my kids are both going away off to school. Like, not that not that they're not going to be coming home or whatever, but like they don't really they're not based around a school or anything, so they could come visit us wherever we are.
Yeah.
So I don't see why not. If I liked it enough, I would leave Canada. I'm not married to Canada.
Would you buy a place with a pool that had a shed?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a solid move.
I'd be looking for something that would be pool shed leg if I was to do that. But chances of my wife making a move down to Texas is probably pretty slim.
Okay.
To be quite honest. I doubt it. But I'm making the move, but just not permanently.
I was trying to figure out how I could rent your pool shed.
Rent my pool shed?
Still do podcasts every Thursday.
You got to come to Austin every Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. We'll be back. It's just for we might have to take a month off in the fall when I go down and then figure it out. And I imagine that I'm not going to instantly know people. But there's I forget that I have a camera on me, but there's a couple of other comics. One that says he's going down that I know from up here.
Oh, that's cool.
And one that I still got to talk to. I think might want to go because I don't know. It's a bit of a mecca. It's a bit of a mecca for if you don't like the other two, maybe check this one out. You know?
Yeah, man.
For a scene. So I think it's gonna be at least exciting to be part of something that is kind of like someone trying something new.
Yeah.
You know? And they got big.
Some big acts down there already.
Yeah. Like the Kill Tony's podcast that moved from LA to Austin now. Rogan, Segura, Christina Pazinski.
Did Kreischer go?
No.
Him and Bill Burr are still LA guys.
Huh?
Him and Bill Burr are still LA guys.
Yeah. So far, yeah. And Tim Dillon. I don't know if you know Tim Dillon, but he moved. So there's a few some pretty big names and stuff. And then Ron White's already there.
He's sober now.
Yeah. So it's a decent. It's top. There's
top names.
Top names. So if I would put it the way it's turning out, it'll be you'll be able to still be working with some world class professionals that you can learn from. You know, you're going to be able to be amongst the best of the best, so you can see what you have to do to measure up.
Wonder if Norm is there.
He's L.A.
I'm surprised because Egot's his guy too, right?
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be awesome though if he was to move, but I don't know. He's pretty connected. I don't know. Yeah. Who knows what people are thinking?
Who knows?
Yeah, that Adam Egot, apparently he ran the Tempe Improv and then he ran the Comedy Store, and he really knows how to run a club. So
yeah,
they got a good guy there to run that new one. So everything's set up to succeed.
He was part of a cult once too.
Was he?
Yep.
I know he's a Holocaust denier.
I didn't know that, but I do know he's part of a cult when he's younger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know he also used to jerk off punks under the George Washington Bridge?
I didn't know that. Was it
for $15 a man?
Oh wow!
No, that's from the podcast too, from Norm Macdonald's podcast.
He made it up.
He would just say it to guests. He would have in famous guests.
Yeah.
And then he would be like, this guy Adam Egan. I met him. I met him down under this whatever bridge. Jerking off punks for $15 a man.
I seen he had Jane Fonda on his show.
Yeah.
Norm
kissed her on the lips.
Yeah. Yep. And he looked like he was into it.
Yeah, I was kind of into it, to be honest with you. I wanted to kiss her too.
She's a good-looking lady.
For 80,
Yep.
She still looks like she'd like to give her a go too.
Yeah. Was she a workout girl?
Yeah, Jane Fonda did a workout videos for a period of time.
Yeah.
Jane Fonda's workout, Suzanne
I was
Summers.
just going to say, I wonder if her and Suzanne Summers got along.
Well, I doubt it. There'd be probably fierce competitors.
Was she Suzanne Summers also had that leg squeezy thing.
Yeah, the thigh master.
Yeah.
And then who else had a video? Olivia Newton-John.
Okay. And
Let's get physical.
And then I get the name. Jennifer Beals was a maniac from Footloose.
No. Yeah, Footloose is something Beal, right?
Jennifer Beals, I think.
Is it?
Yep. That was with Kevin Bacon, right?
No.
I'm so
No, not Footloose. You're thinking Flashdance, though.
Oh, was she Flashdance or Footloose?
I think Jennifer Beals is Flashdance. Footloose was the
the town that couldn't have music.
Yeah, the town that couldn't have music, and it was the blind girl with the cello from Fame that played the girl.
Okay.
In Footloose, I think.
Okay.
But you're thinking of Flashdance, which is the Jennifer Beals who was in the L Word.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the L Word.
What a show that was. I love that show.
Damn it. I love the L Word.
I loved the L Word.
I really liked that show, the L Word. It was number one. It was a good show, but it was also super sexy. There was there was really sexy lesbian love scenes in it.
Gorgeous Canadian actress on it. I can't think of her name right now.
Yeah, there was a lot of really good looking women on that show. Yeah. The L Word, yeah, and that girl was in it from Flashdance. It still looks pretty good.
She's a maniac. Is that the song?
She's a maniac.
And they poured water on her with the gray sweater.
Yeah, that's Flashdance.
Yeah, good movie. Never watched it, honestly.
I don't know if it's a good movie or not, but she looks, even today, she's held up pretty good.
Yep.
Because that's going back a few years now, and she looks pretty much similar.
She's no Jane Fonda.
No.
What's going on? Nothing.
I can't believe how old some of those people are, you know? Like, when you think about, like, a sex symbol, most of them are dead, right? Who did I like? You know who else held up pretty good? I haven't seen a real recent picture of her, but, like, if you know the Charlie's Angels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jacqueline Bisset.
Yeah.
Not Kate Smith. Not
Farrah
Fawcett, who's dead.
She didn't hold up well at all.
She looks terrible now. And then, but, like, Jacqueline Smith. That girl was unbelievable to me. Like, just beautiful, you know?
Right.
And I think she held up pretty good. Like, I don't know if she's got to be like getting up there now, but she looked good, like deep into her 60s.
No Joyce DeWitt though.
Oh, Joyce DeWitt seemed like a tough choice. Like, it's funny that they kept replacing Chrissy's on Three's Company, but Joyce DeWitt stayed the whole time. You know, no other options.
Or Mrs. Roper. What a beauty.
Mrs. Roper is terrible. Yeah. You know that story about Kate that they did a spin-off of Three's Company called The Ropers, right?
Right.
And the Ropers, Norman Fell, who was the Mr. Roper, he was like, I don't like this idea of the spinoff. You know, I'm going to quit my job on the successful show to go on this unproven show. Mm-hmm. And spinoffs don't usually do as good as the originals. So, like, I want to know that I can still come back and do Three's Company if this fails, you know? They said, no problem. And then they hired Don Knotts. And then you can't beat Don Knotts, right? No. So Norman Fell got fucked over on that.
What was the pervy neighbor's name? Do you remember?
Larry. Yeah, Larry.
I think if you can find a clip and put your face in Larry one day, it would be a good one too.
Yeah, you know what? All my Portuguese friends growing up, I grew up, like, you know, all the same guys, but all the Portuguese guys that we grew up with, they all loved Three's Company.
Yeah.
Like, they really liked that show, and my parents wouldn't let me watch it.
I don't recall watching it, but my parents were so much older.
My parents said I wasn't allowed to watch Three's Company because it had gay stuff in it.
Okay.
And that was because Jack
pretended he was gay.
Had to pretend he was gay to fool the landlord, because the landlord would be upset if he thought a straight guy was platonically living with two women. That was the fucking whole premise of the show.
Yeah.
A guy living with two girls and not fucking them both?
At the same time?
That's outrageous.
Yeah.
They would never allow him to live there because obviously he would just be boning them all the time. So he must have to pretend he's gay. That's how the show makes sense.
Think they could make that show today?
No, I don't think they could.
It'd be a different Three's Company. That's
like none of the conflicts matter anymore. You know, they're just ridiculous.
Right.
This is a really deep couch. I'm sitting right in the crack, and the cushions both have parted.
It's like a throne. You're like the Moses of the couch.
It's kind of nice, but I am way too low.
Uh-oh.
But anyways, comfy. I feel nice. I've worked my ass off today, man. I'm like
you look a little tuckered.
I am tuckered out today. I'm a little tuckered out. I also wanted to. I have down pink people.
Pink people.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about pink people.
All right.
Because I think you know how you know how we're white.
Yeah.
And how white people are bad.
Yes, of course.
And then, I want to apply to be pink instead.
What if you could get that on your, on the license?
Yeah.
Black, white, pink. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's pink. White is for a dickhead.
Yeah.
Maybe they ask you questions, hey.
You gotta pass some kind of morality test.
Yeah, they say to you, your mother, and she's moved on after your father's passing, but now, Rashid is found her love.
Right.
How do you feel about Rashid? And then you're like, oh, I don't like Rashid. Just the name has kind of got my back up. I don't want him dating my mom.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're white.
Right.
You're white.
But if you're as long as mom loves him.
Mom loves Rashid. That's awesome. Where'd they meet?
Yeah.
Then you're you're pink. And you get to be pink. That puts you in the pink category. But you got to be scrutinized by probably the TikTok people. Right? And they'd have to vet you.
They'd
make
have to
sure
look at your socials and
damn it, I'm out.
Go back 17 to 20 years and see if you said anything that was marginally wrong.
I wore blackface to high school in grade 9 for Halloween. I went Bob Marley with black cork. That's gonna get me not the pink card. I'm gonna have to stick with the white.
I don't remember doing that. I did dress as a Canada Goose one year though for a play.
Well, for a play, I was in that same play. I played the mayor of the Grumpies or whatever the fuck they were.
I had a hard time with my lines.
Did you?
Just had to honk. It was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The real star of that play, you'd think it would be you.
Yeah.
Because it was called the Canada Goose or something like that, and you played the Canada Goose, the titular character.
I know. Head on the marquee.
Everyone wanted that role, Kevin. I remember that in grade school. Everybody wanted the role of Canada Goose. You got the role. Honk, honk. You did it better than anybody. But the star of the show was actually our good friend Dave Charters. He had all the solos.
Yeah.
He was the Canadian motto.
Yes, he was.
I have a picture of the three of us. Actually, I still have it in a book. Yeah, I should put that one out on the socials.
Post it.
Yeah, it's a funny one. Charles looks ridiculous. I love all. Oh, and I have another good one. Our grade 6 class picture of Mrs. Moreland. You're wearing a cool ass Van Halen concert shirt.
I am.
And Charles is wearing an Iron Maiden one.
Staring at the teacher.
Staring at the teacher's ass. And I love that picture so much. I know I have it in my house, and I've been searching. I have to search for that, too, and put it out. Because those are two of my favorites of childhood pictures of Dave. I used to carry around a picture of Charles in my wallet. I would always...
he was like your vacation?
I would go to his parents, and I would look through the old photo albums, of Dave's baby pictures. And his mom hadn't got a kick out of showing them to me. And I liked it because, she would tell me embarrassing stories about Dave, and I could laugh at him because, she did this one. He's 3 years old. He goes in the kitchen, and he takes a shit on the floor of the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then his mom goes and gets the camera and tells Dave to go into the kitchen, and he's pointing at his shit, and then she takes a picture of him.
That explains so much of his humor.
Yeah. Oh, look at the whole cushion. The whole cushion parted. It's a disaster.
Oh my goodness. You're going to lose your headphones too.
Yeah. Oh, that's better. Oh, I'm a lot taller now. Yeah, so I gotta do an ad. Mm-hmm. And there's a Habs fan. The chat got disconnected. Oh shit. Anyways, Habs Highlight checked in with us. They wanted to say hello. They must be ticked off because it is a tie game now. We're still. It looks a real a nip and tuck game. But I'd say the momentum has shifted to the Leafs, to be honest with you.
I think the ice is tilted in their favor.
Yes, I think so. I think that whatever the mauling of their captain did to him in the first, they're over it.
They're rallying.
Yeah.
He's probably back in the dressing room drinking beers right now.
He gave the thumbs up like he was okay.
Yeah.
He should be fine.
Maybe it was like a weekend at Bernie's thumbs up, though. Somebody was holding it for him.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he looked like he was doing it on his own. It is funny, though. Like, you're like, oh, he's going to be fine. Like, he gave us a thumbs up from a stretcher bleeding from his eyes.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No. Just rub some dirt on it, I guess.
Yeah. So I want to do so we already did Patreon. Go to Patreon, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was going to say, if you don't want to do Patreon, you can also just give us like $5 on PayPal. If you want, if it's whatever's on there, and if you don't want to commit to a monthly thing, you can still just donate whatever you can to help our show. Yep. And I want to do Amazon. I don't like doing ads because they suck. But if you go to our website, livefromthedutchhall.com, and you click on our Amazon banner, you fuckers are already doing Amazon shopping anyways. You know it. You don't.
Yeah.
But you know what? Nobody really wants to make Jeff Bezos any richer. They would rather. So just take a little bit of his money and give it to some strange guy like me.
Honest to God, you hear all these people talking about how the small businesses are getting screwed?
Yeah. Here you go. You have an opportunity to take it from Bezos, give it to Pete.
Yep.
No big whoop. So go there, do your Amazon shopping, and then some of that money helps the show. I actually cashed a check, cold hard cash this week. It was like $100.
Did you dance in it?
It takes me like 6 months to earn it. That's the thing. Yeah, I do. So I relish in it. I take the check, I smear it on my body, rub it over my chest.
Like that movie where Woody Harrelson sold Demi Moore. I just can't think of the name of it.
Indecent Proposal?
Yeah. Do you do that with the bed? You just throw cash on your bed and roll on it?
Yeah, but it's just a check.
Oh.
It's just a check. So it's not really like that good. I just really just sit there and I just fuck the check. I put the check down and I fucking hold the check.
Nice.
You're a dirty fucking check.
And you need a new check when you're done.
Yeah, when I'm done. That's why I deposit it by my phone now.
Then you can have your way with the check.
Yeah, then the check you can do whatever you want with. But before, when I'd fuck the check and then try to put it in the machine, then you got to go in with this like wadded up check that you were like obviously just banged.
And then even if the bank machine people clear the check out of the machine, they know.
They know.
Yeah, and your name's on the check.
Yeah, they're like this machine. It worked fine until somebody put this crumpled up check with a hole in the middle, covered in 3 inches of jizz.
Pete Van Dyke. Not gonna name names.
You might have something to do with wrecking our machine.
Yeah.
It's like, I think that's ludicrous. You have no way of proving it.
You wanted cash today? Talk to Pete Van Dyke.
Well, live and learn, people. Live and learn.
Yep, get there before him.
You only do that once.
Oh.
Yeah, now it's just by your phone. You just take a picture of it and it's deposited. It's fucking sweet.
And you have your way with it.
Yeah, I don't have to go bank for nothing.
Paper cuts. Careful.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want paper cuts.
No. Not on your wiener.
No.
No, yeah. You got to break the hole. You don't cut it. You don't cut a hole. You break a hole with your dick.
Penetrate it.
You penetrate the bill because it'll bust naturally and the rips, it'll be like a rip.
Right.
Whereas if you use scissors or anything like that, those are razor sharp edges. You know, you don't want those anywhere near it.
People say they're the worst cuts. I don't buy that, but they do hurt.
Yeah, I find them, they're not the worst. You know, I think the worst is when you, like, sever off a limb.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah. You're cut in half. That's a bad cut.
Yeah, that's a bad cut. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Then the second worst, paper cuts.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. I like to get paper cuts and then just, like, just dip my hands in the lemon juice.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go with rubbing alcohol. Lemon juice is a good call.
No, I like lemon juice. Maybe Tabasco.
I like peroxide, too, though, because I like watching it fizzle.
Oh, yeah? I do, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a dirty cut, and you're like, where's the peroxide? Because I like to watch it foam.
Yep. And then I'm disappointed once it's too clean.
Yeah, it doesn't foam. It's like there's nothing to do.
Yep.
I know, my kids don't get it. They're like, what is that? What are you even talking about? I'm like, are you kidding me?
You got to peroxide a dirty cut.
Yeah. Do you remember, did you ever peroxide your hair?
No.
That's
I
what
used to get a permanent, though. I don't know if you remember that.
I know you did. I also did a permanent. See, I did a permanent. It's just as humiliating as blackface.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But to be honest, I was 14 when I did the blackface thing. 14. Mm-hmm. I had spent an entire summer working with Jamaican guys in their early 20s.
Yeah.
Who were working right beside me. You know, like if I was with any 21-year-old guy who spent the entire summer with when I was 14, I'd look up to that guy. Like I'd try to emulate that person. You know, it's just natural.
Yep.
Anyways, and this guy got along well with me because I was the same age as his baby mama, 14. That's a fact. He was 21. He got a girl. His girl they got pregnant was 14.
So he was probably using you to relate to her.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you were using him because you thought he was cool.
Yeah, I thought they were all pretty cool, and their music was different and all that stuff. And I got into like reggae music, and they gave me like a Rasta belt and all this stuff, and I just thought it was cool, and that's why I thought I'd go as Bob Marley. And I'm like, you can't go as Bob Marley unless you look like Bob Marley.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I was trying to do an Al Jolson impression or trying to break anyone down. I thought Bob Marley was cool. You know, I wasn't trying to offend anyone.
It'd be cool if you could get a dreadlock permanent.
Yeah.
Would you do that right now?
No, I think dreadlocks make you look homeless, especially when you're white.
Okay.
Yeah, because like a black guy can have dreadlocks and look like cool.
Yeah.
A white guy just looks like he's like
trying to look cool.
I think he looks homeless because I don't really. My nephew got some dreadlocks for a second, and then it was way more maintenance than he thought, and he got rid of them.
Yeah.
It's a real commitment, man.
What about those braids?
Braids?
Those really tight braids.
Nah.
You wouldn't do it right now?
Cornrows?
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah, no, like wouldn't wear it as a around town. You mean?
No.
Is that what you mean?
He wouldn't do it. No.
No, I don't believe I would do that. No.
I wouldn't, but it'd be interesting.
Yeah, not
how
anymore.
Embarrassed our wives would be to.
Yeah, I think I got a French braid during the pandemic because I had my hair out long.
Yeah,
like I didn't go to get it cut for too long, and then so I think my kids did French braid it, and you know what? It was nice because it felt like I had short hair, and then you know what else feels like that? It's fucking short hair, so you just cut it,
cut it off.
Yeah,
pigtails. Would you do pigtails if you had
I also
hair?
did those in the pandemic as well, but no, definitely not.
Princess Leia.
You're talking about what around town?
Yeah.
Like no, not Princess Leia.
Because around the home's not fun.
No.
What about like a beehive?
No, but I would do like a bouffant hairdo.
Yeah.
Like is that what it's called? Like a Bruno Mars, you know? Like Johnny Bravo.
Uh-huh.
Like the cartoon, you know? How they got the big swoop in the front?
Yeah.
Like Elvis or whatever.
Oh, like
I would do like that. Pompadour.
Pompadour, yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
You know, pompadour and a nice set of mutton chops.
I would do mutton chops.
Yeah.
And a pompadour. That would be sweet.
Or a sweet duster, like the kind that twists.
I would love to grow a mustache in any way, shape, or form, but I like it inlaid more than having a mustache. Yeah. And my wife will never ever bang me if I have a mustache. And that's why I've never had a mustache. But I would love to go around with a real duster, like just like rocking a duster.
That's some solid logic though you just put out there.
Yeah. Maybe when I'm in Austin I'll grow a mustache.
You should. A Sam what's his name? Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I don't even know if I got the chops to grow a mustache because I've never done a proper just mustache. You know?
Nice thick mustache.
Man, I'd like it. I think I would really like it.
Yeah.
Also, you know, I'd love to wear I'd like to look like Burt Reynolds from
Cannonball Run.
Smokey and the Bandit, kind of, you know, like. But Cannonball Run, same thing, you know.
You
Cowboy hat, mustache, Sally Field on my arm.
Nice.
No big deal.
You know who I thought was the shit growing up was Randy.
Macho Man Savage.
He was the shit too. Oh, what the hell's his name from WKRP in Cincinnati, the program director?
Oh, you're talking about Randy Travis? No.
Isn't Randy Travis a country singer?
Andy Travis.
Andy
Travis was the character's name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought Johnny Fever was the absolute shit on that show, but Andy, the program director.
Yeah.
I don't know. He seemed like a pretty cool guy to me too, growing up.
Andy Travis with the feathered hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then did he end up banging Bailey Quarters by the end?
I don't know, but I liked her better than Lonnie Anderson, to be honest with you.
Oh, totally. Bailey Quarters was super hot, and
Yeah.
you weren't supposed to you weren't supposed to notice her as much as Lonnie Anderson, which is why everyone totally did. She was the Marianne of that show.
Yeah, you're right.
Herb Tarlick, we got Les Nessman. That's a beauty show, top to bottom.
That was and the Culligan. No.
Like Gordon Jump.
Yeah, I don't remember what his.
Mr. Carlson.
Mr. Carlson. I swear to God, I thought that was foot powder. I just love that episode where he puts cocaine on his feet.
Yeah, it's a great show.
And Venus Flytrap, we can't forget him.
Oh yeah, and Venus Flytrap. Don't forget, played by Andy Reid.
Is that his name?
Oh yeah, I know the credits. I watched a lot of WKRP.
I loved it.
Yeah, baby,
if
you ever wondered.
That's a great. The episode where they drank.
Yeah, the drinking episode, and Johnny Fever became better.
Yeah,
and then
I think I just saw a pig painting in her.
yeah, that was a great show. I don't know if it holds up because I haven't seen it in so long. I was thinking about Cheers too, because I
love that show too.
Yeah, I like Cheers a lot, and I don't know if it would still be a good show.
My favorite joke from that is either it's a dog eat dog and I'm wearing milk bone underwear.
Yeah.
Or when Clavin says, I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers. And Normie goes, well, why else would she be in your bed?
Yeah.
Good show.
That was a good show.
Carla.
Yeah.
I always thought we kind of had our own Carla in Swazies for a while there.
Oh, yeah, with Barb Stone.
Yep.
Yeah, she was our Carla for sure. She was great.
Yeah.
I love a bar or any place, even if it's a sandwich shop or whatever it is, where you can just go there and they would just know your order. Yep. They don't have to ask you. The Blue Elf and Simcoe would always do that too. They would always be like, same as last time.
They knew what you wanted, yeah.
And they would bring it. And I think they must have been trained that way or something. But it does make you feel like
everybody knows your name.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
I watched a guy walk into Swazies one day. I won't say who he was, and he's a farmer, and he came in dirty from plowing the fields, and Barb put 2 buds in front of him.
Oh yeah,
he didn't even say a word. She put 2 right in front of him, and he's like, "Thank you."
Yeah, that's the best.
Yep,
I love that. So because then you kind of got it's like that like family atmosphere too, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I think about. Like in England, I lived in England in '95 just for 4 months, but it was so expensive to live in London, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then so a lot of people didn't have like a very big living room. They probably slept in it, and then they would go to the pub for the living room.
Oh, for it, yeah.
Like that would be their living room. So there was a pub on every street, right? So you could go down to the pub and watch TV, and everyone would kind of do it together, and it would be like your community gets together and watches TV and hangs out at the pub and stuff,
right.
You know, plays like the gambling games and shoots the shit about politics and all that stuff. And usually people would go, come right home from work, they'd wash, and then they would go to the pub, you know, because the bars closed at 10 or something. You can't, it's so stupid. But the bars closed at 10. When we went down there, we didn't know the bars closed at 10. So then we just bought a bunch of booze and then drank it so that we wouldn't have to buy it at the bar.
Yeah.
And then we showed up at the bar at 10 and they told us it was closed.
Like,
and then we're like, oh, fuck, now what do we do? And then so we went to talk to the bums because the bums know where to get booze when you can't get booze after hours, right? So they told us there was this place in Chalk Farm, this Greek restaurant, that you could go to the back door and they'd sell you wine out of it.
Right.
And they also told us you get this 10-ounce extra strong beer. It's 9.5% alcohol, and it's the cheapest the cheapest product you can get for the most amount of alcohol. You know,
it's like good bang for your buck.
Good bang for your buck. Yeah, that's the thing. The homeless people knew all the details of that stuff.
It was the tricks of their trade.
Yeah, perfect when you're a student, right? You got students and homeless people are very similar.
Yep.
They don't have a lot of
money.
They don't have any money, and they have to figure out how to do things cheap.
Yeah, they become crafty.
Yeah, I liked living amongst the homeless because it was always entertaining.
Did you watch ever street fights with the homeless?
I watched the lady have an argument with a pigeon for like probably 10 minutes. She was just angry at a pigeon, like, and really having to fucking let it have it, like, verbally, you know.
Right. Did the pigeon even move?
Pigeon didn't even know it was getting in trouble at all. Pigeon seemed like unaffected by it. I sat on my steps.
They probably fought before.
Yeah, I think it was a long time coming. You know, you just see the tail end of it.
Pigeon's like, I'll just take it.
Yeah, like there was this one time where I went to when my kids were young, we went to the rec center, like the swimming pool here in town. And I was taking my kids for swimming lessons, and this mom comes in with these, like, two little sweet-faced children, you know, just like the cutest kids you ever want to see. And the mother goes, okay, son, you know, go and put your boots in that bottom cubby over there. And the son says, I want to put it in the middle cubby, not the bottom cubby, you know?
Right.
And says it with this, like, sweet voice, like a little angel, you know? Like, I want to put it up here, Mommy.
Did her head spin around 3 times?
Yeah. She's like, put it in the fucking ball. She didn't swear, but, you know, like, it was, like, evil.
But you knew, like, that's weeks worth of...
Oh, yeah. It was. She was not reacting to the kid wanting to put it in the second hole at all.
No.
She was reacting to having to live with this little fucking kid, not doing anything what he's told. He's got to always change it just a little bit.
Sure.
And she finally just, like, had enough.
He's like, I'm not getting alphaed by a 2-year-old.
You know, just in front of me. So I got it because I had 2 of them that were in the swimming pool at the time. You know, like, I was like, I'm just taking a break here, lady. I get it. Because I can't. But you see that in public where you're like, you see the tail end of it, and you think, this person's insane. It's like, you'd think that if you didn't have your own kids.
For sure.
But that is a person who is, like, put up with a lot to get to that point.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to physically abuse a kid anymore, so...
No. You
got to scream at him.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Apparently, it causes trauma.
Allegedly.
The beatings are traumatic, which I can't understand.
I guess they teach us to, when we don't like something that's going on, to physically hit somebody. I guess that's the theory. Well,
I know when I was at work, I don't work anymore, of course, but when I was still a professional banker that worked at the banks, and there's a lot of times, you know, being in that business of banking, you know, you got to deal with stressful situations, and sometimes people make mistakes that cause problems. I had an assistant and stuff like that, and from time to time she would make an error. And I dealt with it the only way I knew how, the way I was raised to deal with it, and is that I pulled down her pants and spanked her bare bottom.
Called her a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and I said, what are you... I wouldn't say that now.
No, I know what you might have said then, though.
But that's what I thought you dealt with things.
Yeah.
You know? Turns out...
Was there a high rate of turnover with you and your assistants?
No, because they have no control, you know?
I got you. Remember that movie Secretary? Was that movie?
What?
There's a movie called Secretary or something like that, where that was the whole gist of that movie.
It was just that they would take it out on their secretary? Or they would pull down their pants and spank their bare bottom?
Honest to God, yeah. I think it was called Secretary. Oh, I just can't remember.
Is it Secretariat?
No, that's a horse.
Yeah, they whip it with a whip, though.
Who's Spider-Man? Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Jake, I don't know how you say his last name.
Gyllenhaal?
His sister was in it, Maggie.
Oh, yeah, Gyllenhaal, yeah.
Yeah, and
I don't like her.
James Spader.
James Spader? Yeah, he plays a real dick all the time.
Yeah, and I think he was constantly spanking her.
Really?
That was his I don't know if it's called Secretary, though, but I think that's a good name. I'll Google it after.
There's something about that actress, that Gyllenhaal girl.
Yeah.
It's like, you can tell she's acting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She takes you out?
Yeah, like I can tell she's faking it. Like you wouldn't be like that if I met you in real life. Like she flares her nostrils a little bit. She's like putting it on a little bit. It seems like she's acting.
I'm gonna say something probably unpopular right now, but Jack Nicholson is Jack Nicholson in every movie I've ever seen him in.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he's good.
Because he's Jack Nicholson in every movie?
Yeah, and there's movies where I've forgotten about him, like forgotten that he's Jack Nicholson.
Right.
But he's Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, I'm gonna say,
and people are probably
more a movie star than a great actor.
Yeah,
you know, like because he can still pull off those roles. He's a movie star, no doubt. Like he's entertaining to watch. The character Jack Nicholson's entertaining.
But it's always.
But you're right. Yeah, he's more of a movie star.
Yeah.
Like Sean Connery too. You know, he wasn't really an actor. He's a movie star. You know.
Nicolas Cage. Maybe I'm just not a fan of him. I don't know.
There's a few movies that are pretty good though of Nicolas Cage, but I can't remember them.
Leaving Las Vegas was okay. He was pretty good in that one.
Yeah. He got an Oscar for that, didn't he? Or did Elizabeth Shue get an Oscar for that? Both of them. Forget the bum scene?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That didn't look like any picnic.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. We're still between second and third period here.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just quickly do an ad.
All right.
For our sponsor of the show, one real sponsor that we have BetterHelp. BetterHelp, is there something standing in your way of success or interfering with your happiness? Don't let it anymore. Give our friends at BetterHelp a call. Go to betterhelp.com/DutchHall, and they'll connect you with a counselor, a professional counselor. This is not a self-help line. It's not a crisis line. It's professional counseling done securely, and it's available for any of our listeners internationally. And for Dutch Hall listeners, if you go to betterhelp.com/DutchHall, you will get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/DutchHall for the 10% off your first month. And I got to tell you, I know two people that are using the service. Both of them are very happy with it. They can connect via the journal to a therapist or to a counselor at any time if they're struggling. And it's something that I've been really happy to have as a sponsor of the show because I understand the importance of it, and I've seen that they're providing a good product. It's cheaper than traditional offline counseling. You don't have to wait in a waiting room with a bunch of crazies. It really is a good service, so I'm happy to have them as a sponsor of this program. BetterHelp is a sponsor of the Dutch Hall podcast, and again, that's betterhelp.com/DutchHall. That's it for our BetterHelp. And did you know when we started this one?
I want to say around 8:30.
Around 8:30, right? It seems like we have been going for quite a while. I haven't even done feedback this week, but I just want to tell people, if you want to give us some feedback, go to livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com. Give us an email, tell us what you think of the show. You can also go to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that shit. And you can tell us what you think, or tell us what you want us to do on the show, or give us ideas, anything. Mm-hmm. Hopefully when things open up, we'll start having better ideas and things to do that are fun and that bring people in, that when we can be close to people again. I can't wait.
Yeah, man.
We're starting to see things open up in different parts of the world, and it seems pretty exciting. So hopefully we'll get some...
Yeah, just seeing fans in stadiums and games.
Oh, man.
You forget how electric it is.
I saw a video of Nashville downtown, and it looked like I've been in Nashville when it was hopping.
Right. And
this footage I saw, I've never seen that many people. Like, it was so many people. Every patio packed, every front of every building packed, like every floor packed.
Yeah, people are just wanting it, right?
Oh, man. I think it's going to be such a release. Like, people are just blowing it off. I had to give up. I had to give up on this shit. I couldn't do it anymore. Like, I just don't care. I cared for a long time. I really cared.
Yep.
And now I just don't care anymore. I just gave up.
Yeah, every day's a different downer too.
Yeah, I just want to get it. I just want, or not, or whatever,
Yeah.
But I got one more dose, and 2 weeks after, I think even with one dose, if I get it now, I'm not going to be like, I don't think it's going to really do as much damage to me, but maybe I'm wrong on that.
I don't know. I'm pretty confident with one dose.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm getting a second one, but I feel good that I got one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think too, like, even with one, I'm like, I think that I'm pretty good, like, but I'll do the second one too. I don't give a fuck. I want to get that card so I can do whatever so I can travel and all that stuff.
Yeah, man.
Now it seems like they are, like, trying to use vaccines as, like, kind of like a bargaining chip.
Yep.
Like they're saying, if we get this percent vaccinated, then we will allow you to go golfing.
Yeah.
And then if you get this percent vaccinated by this date, then we'll let you go to restaurants.
But isn't it kind of on them? Like they're the ones that haven't got the vaccines here on time.
Yeah, that it has been to this point, but now they're saying that we're getting so many a week that now it's really up to you guys all doing it, and they really don't want to make it. I guess they're just afraid that in some, like in the States and stuff like that, some people are just like refusing, so they're getting to the point where they don't have lineups for vaccine anymore. It's the opposite. Like they're trying to recruit people. Yeah. So I don't know if we're going to have that problem here or not. We might. I know there's a big portion of our population that don't feel there's enough evidence to go forward with the vaccine yet. But I've heard at length people's opinion on the matter.
Same.
And
I just want to do stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't give a fuck, man. Do I think that they're going to put microchips in me to cause me to do shit or whatever? No, I think that there's legitimately a pandemic.
Yeah.
Like a virus. And that I think that because of the work we did in 2007, we were able to come up with a record, like a fast vaccine.
They also, nothing's been this, well funded or had this much manpower thrown at it, right? Brain power, manpower, whatever.
Yeah, almost all of humanity went towards this purpose, So, I don't know. I just, I don't know.
You don't think you have 5G in your shoulder right now? 5G internet?
Well, how is that going to hurt or help me?
I don't know.
I still don't even get it. I don't get half of the theories.
Yeah.
I really don't. And they might all be right.
Yeah.
And it's one of those ignorance is bliss things. I don't care. I just want to believe my world is not that stuff.
And if they flip a switch and we all start acting weird, a lot of us will be acting weird.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I had 47 good years.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm hoping I'll get a couple more because I got this microchip in my arm. I don't give I really don't care.
Maybe it'll make us bionic.
The same thing is a lot of the people who probably would be against all this stuff would be the ones that would benefit the most from it.
From the microchip.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if you get internet access in your brain?
Yeah, I'd be a genius.
You don't even have to go to school anymore.
Would you take that if they gave you Google as a brain that you'd know everything? You could just search your brain instead of doing searching Google. You'd get a chip put in your brain.
I'm not sure about. It seems like there's a lot of benefits to that. I like the idea of it. I've also heard of the one which I don't like the idea of, where we're going to be able to read each other's thoughts. Yeah. I don't like that.
What's weird about thoughts is I used to think thoughts came from me, and then that I was coming up with a thought,
Right.
And then since I've been doing a lot of this therapy, they tell me that it's your thoughts aren't you. Your thoughts aren't you any more than what happens to you. Your thoughts are what happened to you, not what you don't have really control over.
Oh, I understand what you're
saying. Your thoughts, right?
Yeah.
But I'm I do have control over some of my thoughts.
I would think so, because if you're saying hi to somebody and you're this guy's really a dick.
Yeah.
Right?
But if you're worrying, if you're constantly worrying and these running thoughts go through your head, there is a certain kind of thought that you just have no control over. It just enters your head. This thought's not going to help me in any way. It's just one of these harmful things that pop in my head, and that just kind of happens to you. It's not something that I'm cooking up because I know it's a bad thought,
Right.
And then if you were if you have these involuntary thoughts, I have thoughts that go you're the worst, you should kill yourself,
Right.
And I don't want to kill myself, but the thoughts in my head, if someone was reading my thoughts, they would lock me up maybe sometimes.
That's interesting. That's a real different take on it than I had. I was just I don't want people to know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But there are some thoughts that aren't even, you're not even it's not that I'm going to pay it I'm not going to give it a cup of coffee. It's just
running.
It's just running in my head, So I'm those thoughts are fucked up. I don't want anything. I'm not going to give it any credit, But if someone was reading my head, they'd be reading a bunch of shit too. Like there's a lot of nice thoughts in there and good ones, you know.
Yeah.
But there's also a couple real fucked up ones, you know.
Yeah.
Or imagine just like walking behind a woman and you know, walking into an elevator.
And you're creeping her out, and you can read
Like,
that thought.
She's gorgeous, you know, and you're walking right behind her. You can't even help some of the filthy thoughts you're going to have, right?
You're right. And,
like, you're not going to, like, you're going to do everything in your power to mask that you're trying to, like you're, that inside your head, you're like, I'd love to just, you know, you're in your head, it's gross and dirty and like, and then, but in your outside, it's like, oh, beautiful day, ma'am, you know, like, miss, you know, isn't this a wonderful, you know, ornate elevator?
You're going to have to sing the Flintstones song in your head all the time just to mask your thoughts when you're in those situations. Yeah, she's going to be like, this guy's singing the Flintstones song. I know what he's up to. Yeah,
I wouldn't be doing that. I like to just, like, I mean, my wife, when I walk my wife and an attractive woman, like I've always known I have a trouble with hiding, but I really, like, I read like a book, right?
Right.
So when I see, like when I was younger especially, like I pass a good-looking woman and I would be like, I would make sounds, like I would go, ooh, like that. And I would be with my wife, you know.
Right.
And sometimes, like, I would catch grief over it, mostly from, like, my wife's friends or whatever.
Right.
But, like, it was an involuntary thing. I see a beautiful woman, and I would just, like it, you know?
Right.
I would not lay it, but I would like her, you know? Like, it would just come out of me, like, that.
Sure.
Oh, that's so attractive. And I don't know what this has to do with my wife and why it would offend her. You know, because this woman that I'm looking at that I'm having a reaction to is, like, she's allowed to be hot.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm allowed to see it and acknowledge that she's hot. I'm not going to, like...
You're not acting on it.
I'm not doing anything other than saying, like, man, that's nice. I would like to do something about that. Yeah. But apparently I made a deal in church with you.
Commitment.
The priest said no.
Yeah.
I thought I said love for infidelity, not love and infidelity.
Yeah.
Love for infidelity. Run back the tape. Run back the tape.
You don't know what I said.
Yeah. Listen to what I said in the church. You know, I'd say that to my wife. Wouldn't that be great? And all of a sudden he said, you did say love for infidelity. And then...
Go to town.
And I'm like, yes, I did it. Loophole.
Yep.
And I'd be just slinging puss, eh? Do you think... Hey, I had a question for you, Kev.
All right.
Do you think that... I should have...
Oh, my goodness. Hold on. I'm going to let everybody know what happened if I can find it.
No, I didn't. That was... Oh.
That's what it was.
Yeah, but I didn't mic it. Next time I have a cranker like that, I will mic it.
Yeah.
But that was a cranker. So anyways, what were we saying? I said...
you had a question.
Oh, the question was... shit, I got to remember it now. You had... I'm saying that... fuck, Kev. I wanted to...
You were talking about being able to sling puss and stuff like that right before.
Okay, yes. I get it. You're a man of a certain age. We're the same age, which is old. We're pushing 50. Like, we're not... We're closer to 50 than 40, right?
Yep.
So, you know, we're getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's supposed to happen to us is our libido is supposed to slow down.
Right.
Right? Now, do you see that as a thing that you look forward to? Or like that thing that you'll enjoy and settle into? Having less of a sexual distraction, you know? Or is it something that you think is going to be like, you know, like something you're not looking forward to, like it's going to make you less of a man?
I don't know. I don't know. My initial thought is that sounds like it sucks.
Not being
because
horny,
we're losing testosterone. That's what's going on, right? Like our testosterone's slowing down.
Yeah, so you're going to get like tits.
Yeah.
And you're going to have like, I guess, like a... What else do you get when you get testosterone? Hips? You're going to grow hips? Childbearing hips?
Yeah. So I think we should be able to get testosterone replacement therapy. I don't know if that's a thing in Canada. I really don't know.
Yeah, I think you can get it, though. I know they tested my testosterone to see if I needed to have some.
Were you jacked though?
Huh?
Were you high or low?
I was high.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't stop like I was supposed to. They said you're supposed to not make it, and I kept making testosterone, and then my prostate got huge.
Oh, okay.
That's how my prostate got big. It all just like fucking swelled that thing up.
You're too much of a man.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was proud when they were telling me, and they kept telling me it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
You're like, I refuse to see it that way.
And they go, your bladder is enormous. It holds 3 times as much as a regular man. And I was like, yeah, that's fucking right, Doc. He goes, you must drink a lot. And he goes, yeah, I drink enough.
Yeah.
You know? And then I thought of it as a good thing, all of it, and it's not. It's like a bad thing. You're not supposed to be that. It's not supposed to be that big. Whatever. Who cares? It is what it is.
I don't know.
So you don't think it is a good thing?
I
know some people say think of it as a good thing because then it would just like, then they wouldn't have to think about that anymore, and it wouldn't be like a problem for them, you know. But
what else do you want to think about?
Yeah, exactly, right.
Mowing the lawn?
Yeah, I don't know. I like to have a place. I think old people who fuck a lot are, they live longer.
I would think so.
Yeah, they have to, or they die fucking,
which is all right.
Which is great, right? That's the best way to go, I think.
Wonder,
It does take me longer to recover now, though.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, like, it's like afterwards, it's like, man, that was a real workout. I have to, like...
Is it nappy time right away?
Sometimes I just can't settle down.
Yeah.
And my body will cramp up.
Eat a banana or some mustard.
Yeah, I got to do something, man. I got to change my program. Definitely got to stretch beforehand. Because I'll be sore the next day stuff, you know?
You can stop a cramp just by eating a spoonful of mustard.
Really?
Yep.
I never even heard of that before.
That's true.
You think this game's going in overtime?
I don't know.
That fucking thing's just going to be shut off. It's beeping ass.
Oh.
I think it's going to be going in overtime. It's
14 left.
It could be next goal wins it, though.
Yeah.
Even now at 14, I doubt they'll get 2 more goals playing tight like
Unless
this.
it's an empty netter.
Yeah.
Right now, people who love hockey are screaming because we suck so bad at talking about
the game. People that love hockey aren't listening to this live stream because they're watching the game.
Yeah,
because they could care less.
Purple Tower.
What is that for? Purple. Prince?
Yeah.
Prince owned a place in Toronto.
Did he die just at this time, right around now, or
I don't know. But he did have a place in Toronto with the Brattle Path.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Prince did. George St. Pierre, I saw that dude in, I was in a revolving door with George St. Pierre.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like I was going in this hotel and he was leaving, so we were in the revolving door together.
Did you, like, give him the...
No, I didn't do nothing except for go, hey, that's George St. Pierre. And then we're both, he's going to his cab and I'm going to check in. But he was built like a fire hydrant.
Short and stout?
Yeah, like his neck was like thick. Like he had like, it was crazy how like much of a block he was, you know?
Must be hard to choke.
Yeah. Like he looked like he was like definitely like he's like definitely concentrating on how to be one thing.
How to not get killed in an octagon.
Yeah, like you know how like Sidney Crosby, you'll see like Sidney Crosby and he's like bow-legged and
his legs are thick, eh?
And he's just weird looking. He's like built for hockey.
Yeah.
And same with like Michael Phelps. The guy's like he's a weird looking guy because he's like built for swimming. Like
if he had flippers, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, his feet are like flippers.
Yeah.
He's supposed to have like short legs, long feet, long torso. Like he's like big fucking hands for scooping water and stuff like that. Like it's really all these genetic weirdnesses that all worked in his favor for one thing.
For swimming. And he figured it out.
Yeah. That's the hard part is figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like you might have the perfect build for like biathlon or something like that.
Just never tried it. Yeah.
But I don't think so. I think the cross-country skiing would get you, Kev.
I think so. I actually thought that was the one where you swim.
The biathlon?
Yeah.
Is there one with just swimming?
I don't know, where you swim, you run, and that would be try-something, though, triathlon.
Oh, right, yeah. Swim, run, and bike.
Yeah. All three would get me.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of having to... Well, you ride a bike last, right?
Yeah.
Or... No, you run the marathon last.
Oh, wow.
So this is what I don't like. You get out of the water and you got to ride a bicycle with a wet bum.
Yeah.
And then you're going to end up fucking having a rash at least, if not hemorrhoids.
I think they should put the water in the middle so you can cool off.
Right. Also, you start with a bike, then you jump in the lake, and then you run a marathon. I'm fine with that.
Your feet might get a couple
and you're chafing
blisters,
a bit.
But whatever.
You know what sometimes people do when they run a marathon is they have to put Band-Aids on their nipples because their nipples will start bleeding because their shirt will rub on their nipples.
Huh. But I did not know that.
Repetitive. Yeah, people will wear. I knew a guy that did marathons and he even put Band-Aids on his nipples.
Cool.
Yeah, it's gross. That's not right, eh? That's like you're hurting your body. A marathon's too far to run.
There's people that run like 100K marathons now.
Yeah, everyone does the impossible now.
The extreme thing.
But you get to a certain point where you're actually hurting yourself.
Breaking your body down.
Yeah, like today I forgot to eat,
right?
And I did a lot of physical work.
Yeah.
And so I hurt myself. Like it wasn't. I did more harm than good to myself today.
You broke stuff down.
Yeah, like I could tell I wasn't thinking as straight by the end of the day. I was a bit grumpy even, because I've been using more of my body than I was giving back,
Right.
And that's just what happens, You
probably forgot to drink too.
I drank a zillion things, but it was never enough.
Oh wow.
I was sweating through my eyelids. Like when you're sweating through your eyelids, it's like pouring out.
Yeah.
Could have been crying too.
I guess that's what you call sweating through your eyelids.
Yeah. No, it was sweating through my eyelids for sure. But I couldn't even see through it, man. Anyways, great day. I don't know if the Leafs are going to win this thing, do we? We are not commentating the game very well.
I think Nylander just got to delay a game penalty.
Oh, for fuck. Puck over the net.
Yeah. Puck over the glass. And that guy cut his cheek tonight.
Oh, I think that's a cute tattoo.
It's a cut tattoo. Oh, face-off win.
We were saying that Joe Thornton when he's on the bench because he looks like some sort of.
He's a village elder.
Yeah, like looks like you give him more respect now because he's got a big long gray beard.
Yeah.
He's like Dumbledore or something.
Yeah, like a wizard.
Yeah, you just got to give him his props. The wizard says that was no good.
Yep, the wizard said that was offside. Raise your arm and blow the whistle.
It's funny that these are ancient-looking people. I imagine to our kids, they'll look at a guy like Joe Thornton, right? And he's probably is he 40?
I don't even know if he's 40 yet.
He's probably not even 40, and and people are probably looking at him like he's like ancient, right?
Yeah,
and he does look it, kind of.
Well, especially compared to fresh-faced Mitchie Marner.
But when Lanny McDonald won the cup with Calgary, how old do you think Lanny McDonald was?
Well, you're going to prove your point here because I would have thought he was close to 40 as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he was.
But he seemed like a man. Like he seemed like he was at the end of his career, like a going bald kind of man, like almost. You know what I mean? Like he's it doesn't like I'm almost 50 and I still kind of think like I'm a kid.
Do you think you're 25?
I don't even know if I'm that old, to be honest with you. Like I think I feel like a kid.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
I feel like 25 a lot. Like I don't mean I think I can do what I did when I was 25, but I have that mentality.
Mentality of 25. Yeah, when I was 25, I had the mentality of a 50-year-old.
50?
Yeah, I was an old man when I was in my 20s. I was a fucking bore. You want to know why I wanted to grow up? I wanted to get be able to take care of myself. And I just wanted that so bad to be able to take care of myself so I didn't need anybody. And so I was just driven and just kind of a jerk, to be honest. I was an old man. I was quick to want to grow up. And then I realized it was I was missing the point once I got so old, and then I became younger again. Now I'm probably the youngest I've ever acted since I've been a kid.
Huh. I was thinking the other day about how we do it so wrong. As a culture, I guess, because we work 5 days a week and take 2 off. It just seems wrong.
And it's not like we're spending those 5 days working all the time either.
No, a lot of fucking around going on.
Oh, my God. Is there ever a lot of fucking around going on? Especially, there are people that put in legit shifts, and some people way more. But there are a lot of people going 8 hours a day and doing 2 hours of work.
Yeah.
That's for sure, man.
Yep.
Especially if you're in any corporate setting and you're, like, in, like, head office or, like, something like, oh, shit. Something like that. Like, you're just fucking waste.
How much busy work goes on, too, I wonder? Like, people making their own...
Oh, yeah, meetings about the next meetings and stuff like that. Oh, is my pet peeve about the workforce. Why I can't go there.
Yeah.
So most of it's just garbage. It's people that don't know how to get anything done.
You're, like, trying to be self-important.
Yeah. To be honest, when I worked, like, when I did work, I got a lot done. Like, I got a lot done compared to a lot of the people that worked there. Like, I could do more than them when I worked.
Yeah.
But I was so messed up that, like, when I wouldn't work very often. So, like, I would go months with no work at all.
Okay.
And then I would do, like, a week of, like 3 months worth of work.
You just go hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would dig myself such a big hole that I would now be in panic mode that I have to get myself out of this hole, and then I would work my ass off to get out of it.
You know what's amazing, though, is who noticed?
No one.
Like, who noticed those 3 months where you weren't doing nothing?
No one.
And then you probably got a pat in the back. Holy crap, you got a lot of work done.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like no one noticed at all. They let us. I didn't have a boss, eh? Like, the boss would come visit us like once a month or something, and so we're on our own. So I wasn't doing anything I didn't want to do.
Well, why? I guess in a sense, why would you? In a sense,
no, it was terrible. They should have fired me, and it would have been like a mercy killing for me. And I should. That's what should have happened. But I knew just to do enough that I could keep my job. It's nothing to be proud of. It sounds like I'm bragging, but I'm not. Like it's shameful. But it was the right thing for me to do. I was doing all that stuff so that I could get fired, so that I could get out of there because I didn't want to be there,
Right.
And it took me a while just to realize I was doing that on purpose to myself to try to get out.
Right.
But after a while, I was like, you know what? I wouldn't keep doing the same shit that's just hurting myself unless I really didn't want to be here. And so then I had to left. And then it made sense. And that's what I'm kind of thinking about with this Austin move.
Right.
Is that, I've done a lot of jobs. When I was a banker, I would help other people do their thing. And I've helped my wife do her thing. I've helped my kids, as much as I can. And now it's just time to do something that I want to do. And
help yourself.
Yeah, and then try to do something cool, And so I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to work out. So 3 months or so, and then I think I'll be headed south and seeing what's going to happen. And we'll keep you posted on the socials and hopefully get some guests on future podcasts when we're down there. But anyways, pretty excited about that. You know what, Kev? I think we should call the show.
All right.
We've been putting in a good shift here. Thank you for watching the game with us. If you'd like to tune in again, we might do it for future games if they fall on a Thursday. Tell a friend about the show and give us some feedback and you can also on the socials and all that bullshit. Click on our Amazon banner. Go live from the DutchHall.com. Click on that banner. Go to Patreon/Dutch Hall, and you can support us there, or PayPal. And, of course, there's BetterHelp. Go and check them out if you're looking for any help. That's betterhelp.com/Dutch Hall. Until next week, we will see you on T. See you next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye-bye. huge Habs fan. I would